for me, I felt like connected with everybody in a different level. Everyone had their own unique personalities.
We met at the Java, and you and I had two slices.
We would always sit together and you would hear the rappers
ability to just bring her whole family into class and for us to be comfortable with that.
Anybody who's gone through trauma has gone through grief and they've gone through shame.
I'm actually so passionate that I even started a legal clinic for single parents.
The society does not support healthy marriage. Young couples now, they have a good nuclear family system within their own family of procreation. But the problem they suffer from is they do not go back to their parents to get help.
So self-esteem will either be performance-based, so I'm good at what I do.
Right.
So then that means I am worthy. Or I'm good because Rehema says I'm good, Rukaya says I'm good. So it's other-based.
Hello everybody, welcome to Therapy Tales with Nyambura. This is episode 6. And today's going to be such an interactive episode because I have my fellow brainiac therapists with me who are going to introduce themselves and just lock in, keep us engaged. If you can, ask questions using the number that I've shared down below. And yeah, let's learn, let's have fun, let's interact, let's go. So I have my colleagues. We met in school. We were cohort 3 of marriage and family therapy cohort 3. And we started as 8, but today I have 4 of them here who are going to introduce themselves. And so, yeah, welcome guys. Honestly, thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor to have you guys. I hope everybody was able to make it, but it's fine. We'll do the 5 or the 4 who have been able to come. So I don't know who is ready, who is not as nervous as I feel like I am right now, but I don't know who wants to start. Does anyone want to volunteer themselves or do I volunteer you?
She was the class president.
Right, yes. Thank you for that, Annette. So carry on.
And there are many unis, so we need to be specific which university we went to.
You might as well start. You're
Exactly.
doing
You're doing so well.
She
Exactly.
was the class president. So
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for inviting us. It's really an honor to be here with you today. My name is Visi Neichiromo. Everyone calls me Visi. I'm from Zimbabwe. And so I was, I guess, the class, what do you call it? President. In our cohort, the 3rd year at USIU. Because MFT started not so long ago in USIU. Yeah. So, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah. I think she's just being very modest. VC was fun to be with in class. She was Madam President, as you can tell with all the poise and elegance. So, I don't know who wants to come next.
I can go next.
Yeah.
So my name is Ehad Sifa. I was one of the younger
Still is younger. You still are.
younger classmates, people in class. Yeah. And I'm happy. I'm glad to be here with you today, and not just you, but you guys as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to conversing and catching up and just getting into what our field looks like.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's a peculiar thing that men don't become therapists. Nyi wanaume mnafanya nini? Huh? We need more men.
They're behind the cameras.
Well, we need more here on this side as therapists. So Ehad was one of the male students. Another one was Francis, who we call him Oga Francis. So Francis, we miss you. Yeah, I don't know who wants to go next.
I can go next.
Yeah.
My name is Kasande Annette. Visi said she's from Zimbabwe. Our class had different nationalities.
Yeah.
Francis is from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm from Uganda, but a Kikuyu man stole my heart. So that's why I'm here. Yeah, and I think I was the loudest in class.
And the funniest.
Yeah.
That's true.
Being a lawyer by profession, we talk a lot. So I used to talk a lot. And I think Nyambura was the smartest person we had in class. So I'm not shocked we are here today because of you. Nyambura, the therapist.
Thank you, Annette. That's a compliment. I'll take it. But I think Ashni was the smartest. Is the smartest. But they Ashni, I think Ashni Via. I call her Ashni Via because her husband is called Via. Guys, she had a GPA of 3.96 out of 4. Like she had she literally, I think, maybe I might say this very lightly, but I think in the history of USIU, Ashni has had the highest GPA. So talk of smartness, that's Ashni. And we miss you, Ashni. I really wish you were here.
It's her birthday today.
Is it?
Wow.
Oh, no wonder she's not available.
Exactly.
So you chose your birthday over this podcast. Okay, happy birthday, Ashni.
Happy birthday, Ashni.
Okay, so I'll go next since I am the last one left. My name is Rukaya Goralwala. I have a degree in psychology, and I met these wonderful people who have been my support system for a few years now. I remember every semester was, every semester was like, give up. But yeah, you guys really helped me. I'm married, 2 kids. I think everybody knows my kids. They were part and parcel of the whole process because they would always join in the online classes as well. So yeah, that's a bit about me. Thank you for inviting us for this. It's really exciting. And I'm also, as I had said, looking forward to interacting and catching up and reconnecting, if I could say that. Yeah.
So we have 2 more people who are not here. So we started off with Beulah. She's not here, and also Wairimo. They were not able to come. I wish they were here. So, guys, I have a few questions that I want us to answer, and anybody can start. So, how did we meet? And if you can add a light and personal start into how we met, that would be great.
I think I'll start because we met first. Annette and I met a year earlier than the rest of the cohort because we started, if I remember, it was 2019. I can't even remember it's a long time ago. Fall 2019, yeah. So we had to do prerequisites because both of us did not have... No, did you have to do prerequisites?
Yes.
Because it was just the research methods, yeah. Because both of us did not have an undergraduate in psychology. And then after that, we had to wait a year to join the program with our cohort. And thankfully, we did wait.
Yeah. What do you remember about Annette?
What do I remember about Annette? No, she stole my heart from the start. Let me say that. Yeah, because she's so forthright. Yes. So she.
That is true.
And I like that. And I like the way she thinks. I like the way she's direct. So class was always fun. So I sort of attached to her quickly. Yeah. And we went along the year together waiting for the next cohort. I know it was a difficult decision to come back and say, okay, let's go now. But we did that, yeah. And yeah, I'm glad we waited for our year.
Annette, do you have a rebuttal?
So Visi was so smart. I used to always copy her notes. For some reason, I never used to hear or see, So I was always copying Visi's notes. And she's cool, because there's this thing about Kenyans. Because she was Zimbabwean.
Well, what do you mean?
Yeah, she was like friendly.
Wait a minute, like
Kenyan,
She was too friendly. So the Kenyans who were sitting next to me never used to talk that much. And I'm too much. I talk a lot. So Visi just had to listen to me. Yeah. So then COVID came and we met you guys, but online. So it was about seeing Nyambura in her big chair. In her house
with her unique hair.
And seeing Rukaya's kids in the video, and then seeing this handsome guy, Ehad, I'm like, at least we have some boys in class. And then seeing, Francis, the older version of our class. So, yeah, it was really great. But then now I was looking forward to the physical meeting. Yeah. So we met online, and I think it's until now we met physically that we became close as classmates.
Yeah, I remember, I met you guys online, and I remember I was 2 weeks late to class. And then I was also late to that class. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm already running behind. And then I log into class and I hear Nyambura speaking, and I'm just like, hey, yo, kwani, what is happening? Why am I so? Everyone, guys are just so on point. I'm floating back there, and I'm just like, wow, okay. So this is another level of school.
Yeah.
But I think it was really exciting to just be part of that, and also I would say the encouragement from our supervisors
Yeah.
for us to just be like close, because I feel we got close even before we actually met physically.
That's true.
True.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And then I feel like VC was the mom of class.
Everybody.
of our
Yeah,
class.
she was.
Yeah. And then Annette was the one who would be very forthright to be, if we were gonna be kind with our words. Annette was very forthright, and I hope she still is.
Oh, she
I am.
Yeah, but listening to Nyambura, and I think Nyambura and Rukaya, I was just like, yo, these guys are intense.
Yeah.
So that's how we met, or at least that's how I got to meet you guys. And it's been a few lovely years.
Yeah.
For sure.
What do you remember, Rukaya?
So for me, I remember this is how I feel. I feel like I was in the middle. Like we had VC and Wairimu and Rahama at one end, and then we had like Ashni and Ehad at one end, and it's like Annette and I were like at the middle, because we sort of fit in between both. No, don't say that. What do you mean?
I didn't have any psychology background, so these guys were like the walking encyclopedias. Yeah.
No, I was actually talking about age, but okay, we'll go with that. But yeah, I think that also, for me personally, I felt like everyone had their own unique personalities. I mean, each of them was so good at what they did, and their personalities just so stood out for me. Like they said, VC, anytime there was a problem, she was the person you would run to. VC, this is happening, that's happening, and I remember she would validate. Oh, don't worry about it. And Annette would be someone who'd be like, can you just fight for this? What do you mean you're just sitting? You're always like the go-getter. And with Ashni and Ehad, they just made me feel so young. I felt so young with them because, you could fit into that age category. And, you guys were like my cohorts, like my age mates, you and Wairimu. So for me, I felt like I've, connected with everybody in a different level. So that was an experience for me. And it was amazing because, I was just a stay-at-home mom. So when I went to school, it allowed me to redefine myself and, reconnect with myself. So possibly that was a life-changing journey for me as well. Yeah.
Ruka, you know what I remember? When we met at the Java, and you and I had 2 slices.
We had death by chocolate.
Was it because of poverty? Or
no, we just like sweet.
And do we look like
2 slices?
No, but there were big slices. Like, it's almost the first time we've met, and we both like chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate. We have an affinity for sweet. You remember in class we used to share sweet? We would always sit together and you would hear the rappers go.
I always wondered, and Nyambura was so serious opening the rappers, like, and asking us serious questions, like, I was like, okay.
So we met in, you're saying, I think one of the people who we must credit for, maybe for having set this up is definitely Dr. Michelle.
True.
For her constantly saying move as a cohort, and Dr. Marion as well for guiding us. So to these 2 phenomenal ladies, we truly appreciate you.
And Dr. Mushiri.
I was actually going to say Dr. Mushiri for all his wisdom. Did you guys feel like when you were in Dr. Mushiri's class, you'd come out like you feel like you're from a therapy session?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There's
so much he would say, and it would just like, it's not on paper, but it's sort of, you internalize it and you don't even realize how you use it in
I actually used to go
day.
for therapy after class. I'm like, I have this problem and I don't have money to pay a therapist.
For real? You'd go to Dr. Mushiri?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
I think he came at the right time. Because we had gotten the knowledge that we needed to now move into practicum, but he came at the right time to expand that knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he did, I think.
I feel like he gave us these small things, but they were so massive. They sort of just opened everything for us.
Yeah, just I guess transferring the theoretical into the practical.
Exactly.
That transition.
Yeah.
I credit it to him so much.
For sure. And he was so authentic.
Yeah.
You know, like he
True.
would just say something, you're like, oh, are we supposed to say that?
Yeah, the most honest person.
When he was telling us he used to be fat before. I was like,
No, I remember one time when I was in supervision and I was telling him a story.
Or in supervision.
And then he was like, you're so stupid. I was so offended. And then I thought about it. I was like, by the way, that was stupid.
But I'm sure even the way he said
Yeah,
it,
he said it with such a, like,
yeah.
with a blank
With a
face.
blank face.
I don't know if that's a good thing. It's a bad thing. But okay, I was initially offended. But then actually when I thought about it, it's like, yeah. Actually, it was good that he told me on my face because, it made me think and reflect like, yeah, that was not cool at all.
When you say supervision, you mean
When we
supervision
were
for
doing our
practicum
practicum
or-
classes.
Okay.
Yeah, during one of the cases I remembered sharing in class.
Oh.
That's something that always I think has stuck with me.
Okay.
But, okay, whatever he said, but it's the idea of why we shouldn't do that. That's sort of like part of me now.
Mm.
Yeah. Who do you guys think as therapists has impacted you in a way you didn't even think? For me, honestly, it's Dr. Michelle.
From
And
the
I
USIU
always-
community?
Yeah, from the USIU community. And I will always like call out her name because her impact has just been so tremendous. From the way she carries on her classes to having exams at 7 and then you have your cut. I mean, you have your exam result at 7:30.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes later. And just her deadline, but also that heart of mercy and just wanting people to be better. And just her professionalism has deeply, truly affected me. She's impacted my life in more ways than I guess you would understand. So whom would you say has like impacted you guys?
I guess for me, it's all of them, but
Yeah.
in different ways. So
Yeah, right.
I agree with you in terms of Dr. Michelle in that regard.
Yeah.
With Dr. Marion, I've found like she reads a lot.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
That's true.
So whenever I sit and ask her a question or have conversation with her, and I say this because she's my thesis supervisor.
Right.
So whenever I sit with her and have a conversation with her, I'm just like, man, I feel like when I'm doing my thesis and writing my paper, I feel like I've done so much work. But when
Yeah.
I sit with her, I'm like, okay, there's still
There's
so
still
much
much to
more
do.
to do. So with her, I feel like for me, it's impacted me in a way of like, okay, you need to constantly be reading and be a student of your craft. Similarly with Dr. Mushiri, be a student of your craft. So there's always that aspect of keep learning. With Dr. Mushiri as well, it's also been don't confine therapy into a box.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to think outside of the box. If it works for the clients that you are seeing, if it doesn't necessarily fit with the traditional aspect of therapy,
Yeah.
it's okay as long as it works and it's ethical and it's helping your client.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, I would say it's all three of them
Yeah.
in that regard.
I see.
Yeah.
For me, I would also say Dr. Michelle. I mean, coming from a low background, here I am. I don't know what therapy is. She made me feel like I was in America. She studied from America, is it?
She did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I felt like we had America in Kenya. Literally, I didn't have to go to America to study. So, you know what MFT is all about and trying to differentiate it from the other disciplines. Because everyone gets confused. Who is a therapist? Who is a psychologist? Who is a, she made it very clear.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
stood firm knowing that I want to be a therapist.
Yeah.
Actually, this is what I want.
Yeah.
But as Ehad said, also my supervisor is Dr. Marion.
Yeah.
Dr. Marion makes me feel like despite even the problems I'm going through, I mean, I became a mom. I have a business that I'm running. She would also come and share. I got an accident or, I'm doing my PhD as well. But she has to, go through my thesis. So I felt like I can't have excuses for not finishing my degree because I'm giving birth. I'm running a business. This
Yeah.
is someone also who I think she's also very active in church.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very active in church. She's teaching. She was doing a PhD at that time. So there was a lot going on. And at some point, she even got an accident.
Yeah, she
But
did.
she kept on sharing all those things like Annette, even me, don't worry, all shall be well. But most importantly, to own my work. Because I felt like, oh, I think I'm being too much of a lawyer. I also want to become a therapist. I don't know what to do. She's like, no, Annette, what you're doing is very good, trying to fuse therapy with, your law knowledge. So she's helped me so much. Even when I'm walking, I just feel like Dr. Marion is talking to me. And then also Dr. Mushiri, not having excuses for the way we live our lives.
Yeah.
He talked about our health because everyone was talking about mental health, but for him, he was also fusing in the whole physical health. Don't be, let food not define you. Why are you overeating? And you're obese and you're okay with it. Why? Why are you? So I would say all of them, just like Ehad said.
Yeah.
But mainly Dr. Marion.
I see.
Yeah, you can see the forthrightness coming.
Yeah.
And the trend is the supervisor, the one who supervised you on your research,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's
has
true.
made the most impact, it sounds like. And I think that's the same with me. But I think for all three, Dr. Michelle was discipline and professionalism.
Absolutely.
Because I was not that. But I've really had to intentionally challenge myself to be better every day. And then so the theory base and understanding you do have to literally live, breathe, understand your theory until you can now be flexible with yourself as you get experience. But still that theory lends Dr. Michelle. And then Dr. Marion, her humanity,
yes,
her ability to just bring her whole family into class.
Yeah.
And for us to be comfortable with that. She was on a rigorous journey herself, but she was showing up. So no excuses. Yeah. And then also the capacity to just, be almost a friend in a way. She was very easygoing and understood everyone's stage in life. And then Dr. Mushiri, for me, because we are in the same age range, I think talking about the health, talking about the difference in between the physiology of male and female, and helping me to understand myself at my stage of life now. I think that has been really good on a personal level, but also he's literally on a very different level of education or thinking, and he knows it is accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And he has made that clear to me that you have to push yourself. You can do this. You need to accept that you have the capacity and then flow into it and push yourself. And it's okay. Have a voice, do what you need to do, but you need to be smart. You're smart. So be smart and, just say that you're smart. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
That has been very good for me. I really appreciate all three of them for that.
Right.
For me as well, I think I would say all three. But something that you said about Dr. Mushiri really stood out for me. One of the areas that I struggle with is writing. I know it's not my strength. Or rather, I think I tell myself that. So I remember when I started my thesis, he was my supervisor. And every time I would send a draft and I would expect the worst, he would always be super kind with his words. And he would tell me, this is an area you can do it. It's not bad, but you can definitely improve. So I felt for me, he was very kind, because I think he knew I was very critical to myself and I was avoiding. So he kept telling me, the reason you're avoiding is because you have anxiety. You don't want to do it. It's uncomfortable. Do it. And then I'll tell you. And then I'll help you. So for me, that really boosted me a lot. I went through the process because the fact that he was so kind to me and he told me it's okay to make the mistakes. The point is you just don't stop. You continue. So for me, that's what I take away from him, is that constant encouragement in his own way, If it's sometimes he was a bit straight, a bit too much to the point, but the fact that he had the capacity to tell us straight on our faces, this is an area you need to work on. I think that for me was very authentic. So I really picked that from him. Dr. Michelle, like what all of you have said, discipline, her professionalism, but what I also admire about her is the boundary that she draws.
Yeah.
That, there's certain boundaries that we cannot cross. That's something that I really picked from her and I really appreciate, because now I'm able to do that even in my own life, to separate personal and professional. Like if I see a client, I'll just be like, no, I'm not going to go say hi, because otherwise, we are social beings, automatically you want to. But I remember Dr. Michelle always says, no, draw that line, because you need to be a professional. So for me, that, and also how she pushed me. I remember I was one of the last ones to submit papers. Oh God. And I'd be like, Dr. Michelle, can't you just open it? No, the deadline is 12. So even if it is 11:59, you need to submit that paper. And she'd be like, I know you were the one to submit it, the last one, because, she normally has that truck. So I remember she would always push me for that. So no, she wouldn't give me that levy. So it made me really work and push myself. For Dr. Marion, I think what stands out for me the most was, I remember there was a point I was really struggling and I had started flunking. There was a class I really didn't do very well. And I remember the very next semester, the first day of class, she called me aside and she's like, what happened? This is not your grade. What happened? And for me, that really impacted me because the fact that she picked on that and she literally just called me out and she's like, I'm here for you. You talk about it. What's happening? And I was able to tell her and just cry out my heart. And she's like, hey, we're here for you. Don't worry. Reach out when you need support. That for me was really touching because, yeah, she's our lecturer. And yes, she had so much going on, like we all know.
She's also a
But she's
pastor.
so human,
she is.
That
she's so human.
explains.
Yeah, she's so human. Like, she's
She
so
is.
compassionate. She can literally put yourself in her, she's I don't know, she just has amazing heart. Yeah.
No, the other thing I remember that Dr. Michelle did, and maybe all of them actually did in some way. You guys remember after our first year, how Dr. Michelle wrote each of us an email
Yeah.
saying, these are your strengths. This is what you need to work on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'd forgotten
I'd
about
even
that.
forgotten about that.
Yeah, and one of the things for me was the writing as well. And I remember that was, in my first year. Then we got into our second year and I knew, at least I had a plan. I knew, okay, this is what I need to work on. So what do I need to do to improve on this thing? And my writing got better, way better. So like I really appreciate that they took the time to, yes, understand the whole class, but also understand us individually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe something I can say, Dr. Michelle, to date, even when I'm so stressed, I remember things I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
True.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
I
I
do
used to
that
start
too.
the class by
Yeah.
stating what you're grateful for today.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, there's nothing I'm grateful for today. It's been cold. I've not eaten the best food. Work was so hectic. There's nothing I'm grateful for. She's like, it can be as something as, you got a new pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that has helped me in my life journey generally, not as a therapist, but generally.
Right.
To be grateful for small things
Right.
and
Yeah.
not to, focus on unnecessary things, really.
Right.
But Annette, I also use that in therapy as well. At the end of every therapy session, I always ask my clients, what are you grateful for today?
Yeah.
And I notice it makes a world of a difference because even after that whole session, maybe it's been so intensive, the fact that we're able to finish it at a lighter note, it really leaves the client feeling, okay, it wasn't this bad. I mean, life can be bad, but at least we have some few
Some
things that we're happy
positive
for.
Pockets of joy.
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, as you can tell, we as a cohort were really blessed with some very strong faculty who really cared for us as human beings. So to the three, Dr. Mushiri, Dr. Marion, and Dr. Michelle, thank you so much. As you can tell, you've impacted us in ways beyond the school fees that we paid. But thank you, and may the Lord bless you. So guys, let's get into a little bit of some deep stuff. Kidogo, who are you as a therapist? And what is your specialization? Tandarara.
Yeah, that's
And
deep.
the silence, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to volunteer you, Ehad, to start. Because you're the only gentleman here
Right.
anyway.
I could also go last, ladies first, Could someone go first?
Okay,
Yeah.
I can go first. So, as a therapist, I've dedicated my life, how many years that the Lord will give me, I'm 41 now, to study trauma, grief, and shame. So until 40 years from now, 50 years from now, I'll still be studying trauma, grief, and shame in trying to understand what are the impacts of trauma. Does it evolve? Does it not evolve? How does shame show up? What is the language? How do we relate in shame? Does that affect? Definitely does, but which other areas of life does it affect? How do we perceive shame? Because I've been a therapist since 2017 because I did my undergrad in counseling psychology on and off. And that's the one thing I keep seeing that triad. Anybody who's gone through trauma has gone through grief and they've gone through shame. And the interesting thing about it is that it's not universal. Like, if somebody has gone through, for example, a loss of a loved one, the way, let's say it's Anne and John are siblings. The way Anne and John have taken that, because death is a trauma, the way Anne and John have taken that trauma, it's so unique, even though the relationship is kind of the same because they've lost a parent. And interestingly enough, even in the grief, there's still shame. Even in places where there ought not to be shame, shame is there. And even in the uniqueness of how they experience the shame. So for me, that's literally what I'm choosing to focus on. That's my focus area as a therapist.
Right. I guess for me, one of the things I'm building on and trying to focus on as well is to do with men, obviously.
It's a huge gap there.
Yeah. And if we are to narrow it down in terms of the themes, I would also say shame.
Yeah.
Shame and trauma.
Yeah.
Because now I think with recent developments in just how the world is, I find that we can no longer, as men, take the stance that was previously there in terms of, I'll just sit back and I will not open up emotionally.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Because things have changed. So I find that we are being called to a higher, should I say a higher standard? I don't know if the right word is a higher standard, but a standard of which we need to start being able to accept or being free or being comfortable with expressing ourselves. And so my work or my area of focus is trying to help men see that it is okay for you to express what you're feeling and know that you shouldn't be shamed for it.
I love that.
And also know that even in that expression, you shouldn't feel ashamed that you are feeling what you're feeling. Yeah. So that is essentially my area of focus.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Even the air freshener has
it's like
clock it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Thank you.
Wow.
We do good things.
Yeah, the best we have in the field for sure.
Thank you.
So I can go next.
Certainly.
I hate repeating it, but I'm doing therapy and I'm also a lawyer. I think I've failed to separate the two because I think law has some money.
It does.
Yeah. So, and I love money. I've become Kikuyu overnight. So for me, because of my profession, unfortunately, I'm so passionate about single parents. You know, being Ugandan in Kenya, I think Kenya has really a high number of single parents.
We do.
You guys.
Fortunately.
Yeah. So for me, I'm actually so passionate that I even started a legal clinic for single parents.
Wow.
Under the farm. To just, pour out myself there. And usually when I see clients, I also tell them I'm a therapist and they can actually see the difference. So therapy is a good thing, guys.
It is.
Because it starts with you doing work on yourself.
Yeah.
So with the single parents, for me, I'm looking at the systems. That's what I really focus on. Because if you're a single parent and you're able to focus at work, it's more than I didn't pay school fees for my child, but it's more than... It's also looking at things, which other system does this person belong to? Who are her parents, her system, her work system, and her friends, because they need support. So for me, and then at the end of the day, if this person is not dealt with, or helped rather, not dealt with, if this single parent is not helped, who suffers? The child.
It's the child, yeah.
So for me, I'm trying to walk the journey with these single parents to be able to look at the better child so that the welfare of the child is improved. It's not about the single parent. It's where does this single parent pour? If there's nothing to pour, then this child suffers.
Right.
So I'm just working so hard for the children, but through the parents,
The parents.
the single
Okay.
parents.
Yeah.
These divorce clients that we see.
Yeah.
And so if I'm their lawyer today, then of course I can't be their therapist. That's when I, call one of you guys to help them. But then there are people who come to me, oh, would you help me with this and this? Because I'm not their lawyer, then I can help them.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, that's looking at the different systems. And I always tell people, we are not the problems. Just coming here today and say, I have a headache. I didn't sleep last night. But it's even bigger than I didn't sleep last night. It's not about even last night. It's perhaps my mother who is asking for money.
Yeah.
Because I client share a lot.
Yeah.
This mother of mine in the village is asking for money, and yet I'm the father, I'm the mother. I don't have the money to give this mother of mine. So I have a headache, but someone would come to work and say, oh, it's because of of a lot of work that I'm doing. Yet it's not about
It's not
the work.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, that's what I'm focusing on. The single parents and looking at the different systems that they belong to,
Yeah.
so that the child can be helped.
Impactful work that is actually.
I'm trying.
doing a good-
I'm not on the levels of you guys.
Come
but
on.
I'm just.
You always do this, Alex.
Yeah.
I'm just
To be honest, I think
you
we are
all
all on the
inspire
same
me.
level.
You all inspire
really.
me. Not really. You all inspire me. Just a jack of all trades.
I think we're lucky because we have a legal mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can literally just pick up the phone and call you.
I'm going to
'Cause-
start charging you guys. Yeah, the free service.
Give us a little bit more time, another year, I think. For me, it is couples.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this will be my to eternity focus, but I believe that as for now, accidentally or I've been channeled into seeing couples more and more. And I did my research with young couples in Nairobi. So I've been privileged to at least have practiced a consistent number of sessions with 13 couples. Yeah,
Wow.
over and above the
That's
other couples
amazing.
that I've seen.
Yeah.
For a good period of time. So why couples? Initially, I thought because I am married, but it's not really that. Because my background, and I think the reason why I do what I do is my dad died a month before I was born. So I grew up with a widowed mother. I've only known a home with my mom
Yeah.
and the image of our father,
Right.
right? So I know that living alone and being single, being widowed, being whatever, is okay. So that's number one. That's the one thing I like to normalize for people, which is it's okay to be alone. Doesn't matter how that came about for you. It is fine. Then I was fortunate enough to find a partner and get married, and he's been really the person who took the love that my family gave me and, expanded it in a different way. And I'm really blessed and gifted to have someone who is as committed and loyal to me as he is. Yeah. So I thank my husband for that. So, but I didn't have a blueprint.
All right.
Yes. So we created it on our own. He had.
Yeah.
I didn't. So in a way, that has been interesting to grow and nurture. But I think in terms of therapy now, I think growing up in the way I did and seeing disconnection among families and couples and whatnot, it never occurred to me that a woman cannot leave her home. To me, it was, if you're not happy, just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that simple. But because you can do it alone.
Right.
It wasn't because of I believe people should repair.
Yeah.
But it was more of you can be all right and be well as one or as a parent or as a whatever. But I think for couples now, it's more because the society and where I come from in Zimbabwe, sadly, our society and the economic issues we've had have led to social destruction, if I can say, in values. So the society does not support healthy marriages.
I say that again.
Yeah.
They think you're
absolutely
pretending.
agree.
Yes,
They can think you're pretending if you're okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the
So
way, that's
it's a
so
sad
true.
systemic problem that we have. The society does not support well marriages.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And either because intergenerationally we've gone through a lot from colonization, and it's a theory I'm building up as well.
Nice.
So in terms of my thinking and why we got here, why couples are struggling so much, and why currently one of the insights I got from my research was young couples now, they have a good nuclear family system within their own family of procreation. But the problem they suffer from is they do not go back to their parents to get help. They go back to their parents for birthdays, rites of passage. The family unit is together. Kenyan families do a lot of things together, a lot of get-togethers, a lot of fundraising together. But when it counts, when I and my husband are struggling, I'm not going to go back to my parent. I'll go to a friend, or thankfully now come to therapists as well.
Do you know why they don't go to their families?
I think urbanization has been, because the parents of that generation of the mid-30s, which is the age group my population, the parents moved to the city, right? Number one. And then they also were trying to, build and grow, and they were very successful, some of them. And it has been a really good thing to raise your kids in that. But somehow the lessons that were supposed to be passed down from grandparent or great-grandparent, they have not passed down in terms of what to do when this happens, where to go when this happens. Yeah, so people do not, there's something that broke it. So people do not have that blueprint. Right. And you need somewhere, you need a reference point. So they don't have a reference point. But what they will do, because we're African and we believe in family and we know it's important, they will honor their parents all the time. Whether they're sick, whether there's a family function, we will go. We might not get deep, but we will be there.
Right.
That's what I've learned. So there's that. I think it's a social disconnect. Social values have gone haywire. So when people do have a happy marriage, they stay alone. They make it in their own unit or find other friends who are healthy like them, and then they stay together. But so I think my hope is not just for couples, but for families to just expand the health and wellness of couples, and by extension their kids and their parents and whatnot. And then eventually we'll have more. Yeah, we'll have more. And yeah, let me stop there.
Thank you for that.
You had asked a question why couples don't go back to their parents. First of all, our parents talk a lot these days. Before
does that denote they never used to talk?
No, before they used to cover up, yeah? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, but now they're sharing with aunties. Before you know it, the whole village knows that they beat you last night.
Right.
And another thing also, remember, every family where we come from, everyone would tell you, my mom went through a lot.
Yeah,
but we never knew.
That's a narrative, yeah.
We never knew. So if you go back to that mom of yours or that auntie of yours, she will tell you to be strong. And she's not looking at maybe what the husband has done, or even you, the daughter, what you've done, because also daughters these days are unmanageable.
Yeah.
So they don't look at, the merits.
Right.
Yeah, or like what issues can you improve on, but rather of be strong. You're supposed to be so respectful.
Familiar.
So what do people do? They go to their friends.
So,
and how many people can afford therapists?
Not many.
Not many.
Yeah.
So you'd rather keep quiet and you die from there. And before you know it, you're losing weight. You're having mental health challenges.
So I think, before you go, I think that to tie that into maybe that insight I found, it's essentially there is no blueprint, number one, but also there is no, to come to your point of shame, there is no place to just be received at home by your mom, and she says, you know what, I also went through that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
There's
true.
something there.
yeah. So so I wonder whether that varies culturally in terms of where you come from in Kenya. Because I know in my culture,
What's your culture?
from the coast. So I know some of the things that maybe not as much these days, but back then, there was always the conversation around, this is what women do, this is what men do.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think that
always-
those
yeah.
things are good.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good, as you're saying, to have a blueprint.
Yeah.
But in some ways, some of those things allowed certain things to happen in relationships that right now we would not call healthy.
Agreed.
So a husband batters the wife, she goes to complain, and it's like, what did you do?
Right.
You know,
It's blame and shame.
what did
Yeah.
blame and shame
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
So then it's, I wonder whether, because now in my culture that was something that was very there,
Right.
rampant.
Acceptable.
It's like you don't speak to a man like that. You don't speak, or you don't speak to a lady like that, you know. And some of those things were good. Some of those things helped to make sure that the battering doesn't happen, but in some ways it also allowed.
Perpetuated it, yeah.
So I wonder whether that varies culturally.
So I think just to, speak on that, that's something I've also been experiencing with the clients that I've been dealing with. I've been lucky, at least I've been getting some few Asian people are very conservative. So to get them to come in for therapy, it's like, okay, that's amazing. So having seen them, similar experience, what I personally feel or what I think is happening is, there's because of the intergenerational, certain things are being passed down. But because of modernization and urbanization and a lot of the secularism coming here, I kind of feel like what's happening is we are sort of, the culture is there, yes, but now many people want to do away with that culture because it is quote unquote toxic or unhealthy or whatever, even family as well. So what's happening is we are moving from one extreme to another extreme. So there's like no middle ground of like, okay, can I go to my parents and can my parents support me? Nowadays you'll hear like there was a couple I was working with, and most of these couples, because they come from extended families, like they live, in our culture we live the father, and the son, and then he brings his wife home. It's
your
not like
culture?
we're Asians.
Okay.
So Muslims. So we are very communistic. It is expected, or culturally, we stay together.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 generations in the household. We don't, like, when our kids turn 18, we don't tell them, okay, pack your bags and walk away. We support them, and then they bring their kids, and it's expected. But now what's happening is, previously, like whatever you guys have said, it's before it was okay, they were being mistreated and our mothers kept quiet. But with today's generation and the generation that's incoming, because of the education and the rights that they're aware of, I think what's happening is they're not really dealing with it diplomatically. And that's bringing a bit of a problem. They're not able to find a compromise, at least a certain point where, okay, you get your way, I get my way. It's more of like, it's me and me alone now. What you're saying, like the couples alone, like they get married, I want my separate house.
Right.
Okay. But now I don't want your parents to come to my house. Those are the conditions. Whatever you earn, is mine. Those are literally the conditions. And in our community, that's not how it is. In as much as we are not obligated, it is like, you're expected to, as a daughter-in-law or as a son-in-law, you are supposed to be connected with these people. So I feel like maybe there's like an extreme now. We totally want to move away. But with the generation, we don't know how to bring in I feel like also the education system, because we're doing so much secular, even the program we studied is secular, but we can't apply everything in our context. I struggle with applying a lot of stuff in my context. So I have to change and say, okay, culturally, it's not appropriate. I can't tell someone be autonomous and cut ties with your family toxicity. We are Muslim. We are not allowed to cut ties with our families. Because it's not allowed, because family is a support system. Even if they're toxic, there's a way you need to keep your boundaries but still maintain it. So with the secularism coming in, I feel like so many of us have sort of forgotten how to bridge that gap. So most of my clients tend to move to the extreme. Of like, now we don't want anything to do with them.
Is that your focus now?
I've noticed that I do tend to do a lot of, because I'm Muslim, I don't practice Islamic psychology, no. But I do bring in elements of it if a client does require, because of their spirituality.
Okay.
I notice that really benefits them, because when they see, they're like, okay, you're Muslim, I wanted a Muslim person. So I noticed that, and the fact that we are culturally the same, that helps to bridge the gap between the secular, the culture, and the religion. So we're able to do, therapy, within those three components, when bringing all of them inside. Not only doing secular, because sometimes my client will ask me, but, as a Muslim, will God question? And, with Muslims, we know that we're going to die and going to be answerable. So we need to bring in certain elements of that. so that we bridge the therapy. Otherwise, what happens is people move away from therapy, saying it's taking me away from
Right.
yeah my belief system and stuff.
I see. So we have 2 more rounds of questions and then we close because of time. Gosh, I wish we would have more time. So I'm going to ask this in a duality and anybody can start. What is that one thing that impacted you as a human being? And how does that look like for you as a therapist? So what's that one thing, like what impacted you as a human being that turns you into maybe like a humanistic therapist? And then what trends are you looking? What kind of trends do you observe in your therapy room? So trends would be, what's the commonality? Why are people coming to therapy? Yeah. Anybody can start.
Maybe your first question, if you could give an example of yourself. 'Cause I don't quite
So
understand.
let me give an example of myself. So the thing that impacted me as a human being that made me become a therapist is literally how I grew up. I like to say, so this is a dark joke. I like dark jokes. So I like to say that my mom traumatized me by living and dad traumatized me by staying. So it's like,
yeah, that's dark.
I couldn't catch a break, man, between the parents. So it's just, my dad did his best. He brought us 5 children, all on himself, a man. Actually, my son tells me I think like a man. I don't know if that's a compliment, because Gen Z's wanaweza kutukana vizuri, like wanakupapasa.
Yeah, before you know
it, like, what did you just tell me? So the fact that I wasn't brought up by a woman, I didn't have that emotional attachment like to my feminine side. It's just in my late 30s and early 40s that I'm getting to be very feminine. And so how that has impacted me in therapy is sometimes being overly empathetic. Like I have to check myself when I'm talking, because God gives me the ability to present, like, you know, even if you've gone through that, it's really, really sad that you went through it. Let's welcome the shame. Like everything that you've gone through, just come, because you're a human being. Just come.
Yeah.
And the danger could be like I dwell there. So I always have to check myself and say, now challenge. This is the time to challenge the client to get out of that state, if that kind of makes sense. So just being, feeling so fragmented, a better part of my life has made me maybe ooze a lot of empathy within my therapy room, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So I hear that. I mean, that resonates. It's like when you experience a certain amount of pain and your client comes in presenting the same pain.
Exactly.
There's a way in which I understand what it feels like to not have someone validate or create space for that pain.
Yeah.
And so then
I'm going to be that someone.
Yeah, I'm going to be that someone.
Yeah.
I think I resonate with that. I've found myself probably doing that. And I think if there's anything that impacted me, there's a lot in life. So I will just boil it down to how I grew up. And I think just being aware or realizing during the program or during my personal therapy, realizing what those areas in my life impacted me to be or to show up in certain ways in the therapy room. I don't think I can pick on any specific one. Yeah, maybe you can go around and I'll have one.
I see. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily like just have to be, it could be something that life presented, to you. I think these guys were my like big social support when I was going through the divorce, which was really, really rough. And thank you guys. But it's just that thinking of, because I'm a born again Christian before, it's that thinking of, you can't get abused by a Christian, no.
Yeah.
And then after I got abused by a Christian, if a client comes in and they told I'm a Christian and I'm being abused, like, you know what? I get it. Because it happens, if that kind of makes sense. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like something that is just life. Life is what it is.
I think for me it's 2 things. I think my running narrative, which is losing my dad. And then, but around that now I'm reframing that to the love. I grew up in a very loving home. We were happy. My mom and my 3 older siblings. We were 5 of us. So it's 4 kids, but 5 of us in total. Mom did amazing.
Nice.
So, and the relationship she left us with, we are really close as siblings.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing was moving to Kenya, relocating, because I got married when I was 21. We came to Kenya when I was 21.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you honeymooned in Kenya?
Well, we had a baby.
Did you know what marriage was at 21?
Yeah.
Of course not. I was the most, oh my goodness. I don't know how he stayed, to be honest.
God's grace.
Yeah, so relocating with a young baby and starting a new life as someone who had been really contained. And when you're raised by a mom, or for me, I was raised by my mom, and because of her being a single, I understand now, a widowed parent, she protected us, especially the girls. So we were clueless about a lot of things. She prepared us well, but we were very clueless. So coming here from that, it really just changed me. It made me grow up in ways I never would have grown up if I had stayed in Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Do you find clients who've gone through the same thing as you did?
Not yet. I do see, because I practice as a coach. I've been practicing as a coach until I get my license. So thankfully, I do see quite a lot of Africans. So it helps to live in a foreign country. Yeah. So and also Zimbabweans in the diaspora. Yeah. So people in the West. So I don't understand their situation, but I understand what it means to be an expatriate.
I see.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So that has helped me very much. But I think for therapy, that particularly helped me to grow up and push myself, because I was a housewife for a very long time, and that comfort it's comfortable.
Yeah.
So for you to get out
If
of
you have a rich husband, it's comfortable.
Yeah, which she does.
So moving from that to now starting your own thing,
Yeah.
for me, I think that moved from at 21 helped me to know I can do it. It's okay. I can do hard things. Yeah.
I think to answer the second part of your question, like what trends,
Yeah.
I see a lot of things to do with self-esteem.
Right.
So in this way, so self-esteem will either be performance-based. So I'm good at what I do.
Right.
So then that means I am worthy.
Yeah.
Or I am good because Rehemo says I'm good. Rukaya says I'm good. So it's other-based. Yeah. And then performance, other-based or attribute-based. So I am worthy or I am good because I have this house, I have this car. And so that seems to be something I see a lot of, particularly the performance-based. So in terms of trends, that's kind of what I see. And then obviously that's tied into shame and
Right.
yeah.
And so how do you help a client in such a situation?
Well, I found the biggest one to be awareness.
Yeah.
For them to really understand, okay, this is what I am doing. So that my self-esteem is attached to this. So then I more so challenge them to expand. Because I'm not saying that wanting to be good at what you do is a bad thing.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But then we need to expand what or where you draw your worth from.
Right.
And so that goes into more like, let's establish your values.
Right.
So I have found that to work really well. And then obviously add in an element of self-compassion as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So just to add on what you're saying, I've also come across quite a lot of female clients who, you know how we have different stages in life. So what I noticed is in most of the clients that I've seen is like there's that the young stage, and then they get married, and then they have their kid. And then once that happens, they sort of disconnect from themselves. And then you find them spiraling. And then whenever they come to me and they're like, oh, Rukaya, I feel so lost. That's literally the word they always use.
Yeah.
I feel so lost. And I think that it's connected to somewhat to self-esteem. What happens is, especially with I don't know about the men, because I haven't seen many male clients, but I've noticed with the women, when they transition from like maybe single to motherhood, what happens is the world sort of stops revolving around, like they sort of put themselves right at the bottom of the priority list. So they sort of disconnect from themselves and they just sort of go into a haze. So they're sort of lost. They don't know who they are anymore. So with me as well, one of the things that I do as well is I reconnect them back to themselves. Like, what did you enjoy doing? Let's go back. If you enjoy it, well, if you don't, let's figure out new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having said that, the trend, I think for me, what my life-changing experience was actually starting my master's program, because I was in a similar state as well, because I was very lost. But starting that gave me focus, and it reconnected me. It helped me find me, the individual, the person, Rukaya, not the wife, the mother, all those roles were kept aside. I was just able to be me. So with that experience, I'm able to help the clients to re-empower and reconnect with themselves first, so that they're able to now, go back into their roles and do it efficiently and better. Yeah.
For me, what I can say, I come from a very big family. Even people are tired of my relatives. Because everywhere I go, like, this is my cousin. There's a client who told me, Annette, every Ugandan is your relative. So what that meant is they are very kind people.
Yeah.
I remember telling people when I was coming to Kenya, I told some uncle of mine, I've gotten, I'm going to Kenya School of Law. I'll start next year in January. He's like, oh, okay, so how much is it? He just went to the safe and got dollars and paid my entire tuition.
Nice.
That's the kind of family of, like,
It's amazing.
everyone is willing to chip
Connect
in.
to our family.
So I've
Can
come
I join
from
your family?
You can join my family. Yes. So I've come from a family of too much kindness, lack of a better word. And then I found myself judging people. Like, why aren't you working hard? Of why doesn't this person have a job? You're not serious. So I came from, like, I was so blunt. Not forgetting that not everyone has a family like mine, or people are struggling. So I also, when I started personal therapy, I also had to deal with myself as a person and not be judgmental. So that helped me a lot. Now, fast forward, you're there, very single, in 30s, you've not gotten married, everyone is judging me. And whom do I follow? A single father. I was like, me, Annette, Kassan, be a stepmother. How? Yeah, because I knew my character. I was like, that child is dead on arrival.
Say, yo.
I remember we had that discussion. I'm like, oh, poor kid.
Oh my God. Like, I don't have
you're
children
doing
of
that.
my own, and this guy is making me a mom already. So I think God gives us, the extremes to calm us down.
Absolutely.
But I think I've done my best as a mom.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
have. Absolutely.
He's 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, from 5 years, he's 15 now.
Yeah.
So, and then, so that really impacted me being, people are used to single mothers, but they forget that they're single fathers.
Yeah.
So I saw how my husband really struggled with this boy because he stayed. The mom left and he stayed with our son and the nanny. He was, like, you are going for a date, he's carrying the son everywhere. And I'm like, honey, this place is not for young kids. It's like, I cannot leave my child behind. He literally was there. So for me, I would say that was the beginning of my therapy journey, to also try and work with these single parents, understand, because I've been there, I've seen my husband struggle.
Right.
So I don't want him to have so many problems. So I'm trying to be a therapist at a young age, but also be able to help the wider community of single fathers because people don't understand them. And to discuss your question of trends, because of the single parents that I deal with, it's more of anxiety, especially the ladies. I'm a single mom. I worry about, will my daughter ever get a husband? I don't want her to end up with, they are thinking of course, anxiety of the future.
Right.
So I've been able to try and help them and just, advise, focus on the present moment.
Yeah.
Because you're missing on what is present. You're just running around. I have to provide for my children. I have to do this. Will they be okay? I have to plan for their universities and all that. So it's more of spend time. Yes, you have to make this money. I had a conversation recently with a single mom. Yes, you're running around, attending all these meetings, but it's also good to spend time with your child. I know you have anxiety of poverty, just like most people do. You're the mother, you're the father, but you're forgetting the present moment things that, like maybe taking the kid to school or visiting the teachers to see what's happening. You're forgetting all that, and also have time to breathe.
Right.
Because single mothers and single fathers run a lot. They
Yeah.
do a lot.
Yeah.
Also having myself, just relax. It's okay to go for a spa.
Yeah.
The world will not end. Your child will not die in
No.
2 minutes. You're in the spa.
No.
Yeah. So those are the trends I'm seeing.
I think-
anxiety.
Right.
Yeah. For couples, I think the trends are premarital therapy as in addition to premarital counseling from the religious perspective.
Yes.
So some couples would prefer premarital therapy than the what has been there already, and it's been very impactful because premarital counseling from churches. I don't know about the other religions what formats they use, but from a Christian perspective, has been there for a very long time in Kenya, and then so I think bringing in structures of premarital therapy, like a program, but it's a one-on-one. Therapy has to be one-on-one. You can do group, but I think as therapists, we can consider doing premarital therapy specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one trend because there's a preference for that. And the other is transition from relationship therapy. If you're transitioning out of a relationship, whether it's divorce therapy or trying to figure yourself out what co-parenting looks like and things like that, that has been, and I think that's one thing that I've learned as I've seen the couples that I've worked with so far, is when couples come in at the end, when they are really struggling, it's one outcome of couple therapy is, I want to leave.
Yeah.
That was difficult for me to start to, process.
Yeah.
And hope, and I believe with more experience, it will be easier for me to understand that. But Dr. Gehart, one of our mentors, professors, one of the people who writes our marriage and family therapy textbooks, says it's okay. That is literally an outcome of therapy. When a couple comes to you and then they end up saying, you know what, maybe we don't want to actually stay together.
Yeah.
Then transition to the divorce therapy if that is what they want, or separation or whatever it is.
Right.
So I'm getting more compassionate with myself because you're thinking saving the marriage,
Yeah.
but maybe saving the people is what matters.
Love
Yeah.
that. I like that.
You might have dead people. You might not save anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not good to force things.
That's true.
Right.
That's
yeah,
very true.
that's actually true. I think for me, the trends I'm seeing, and of course, towards the key thing that I work, the triad that I work on, is, and I don't agree with this, is the individualism of like, I deserve this, or like life is meant to give me things, or like just
It's all about
generally
you.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
that to be honestly, individualism is actually the source of a lot of loneliness
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
couple even in family relationships. Feeling like your emotional needs are more important than somebody else, or
Yeah.
feeling like your partner
Life
needs.
rotates around you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. That's the trend that I don't agree with, because it's quite global. And the reason why I don't agree with it is because it's actually causing more anxiety,
Yeah.
more isolation, and more depression.
Yeah.
So what I tell my clients is, I believe that your needs are as equally as important as the next person, because that's humanity. When you start to realize that person is a human being, they have their own idiosyncrasies and brokenness as well as wholeness. When you start to realize that, then there is empathy and there is compassion, and that's where love exists. So that's the trend that I'm seeing.
To add on to that, I think research does show that the more self-conscious, or the more self you look at, it's about me, it's about my happiness,
Yeah.
everyone else, it increases your capacity to be miserable.
Yes.
The thing
Yes.
that helps you to be happy is to look outward at others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe a higher purpose.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Because
so
we don't
when
live
we
in a
did
vacuum.
No, we
We
don't.
live with human beings.
Yeah.
So I remember when I'd gone for one of Dr. Gerhardt's sessions at the conference, she said that she's also noticed a similar trend. She was talking about individuals today. What is one of the basic concepts that's coming up is they don't want to struggle. First of all, struggle is very hard for them. So they want everything like, if I do it, what do they call it? Instant gratification. Struggle is difficult. Another thing that is another area that she picked up on was acceptance. Like what's happening with today's generation, or maybe all of us today, is we struggle with just accepting the situation as it is. Like, why is life being so unfair to me? Why is it always me? As opposed to, okay, this is the situation. How do I work with it?
Exactly.
So I think those are also key areas that as therapists we need to look into.
Sorry.
And
Sorry.
also to have compassion on ourselves. We are not Jesus. Even Jesus suffered. Yeah. It's
Right?
okay for things not to work out. It's okay to be patient, and it's okay to forgive ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you, Raymond. So, guys, we've come to the end. That was really okay for me. I feel like, oh, this is so wholesome. It was really nice. We will have them again. I hope so.
Yes, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So to end, as we were taught by Dr. Michelle, what's the one thing you're grateful for? And parting shot. And finally, akabisa ya ukweli, are you taking clients? So you can choose to answer whichever.
Or all.
Or all.
So what we are grateful for today or forever?
Anything that you're grateful for.
Okay, I'll start. I'm grateful for you, for my cohort, for Wairimu, for Francis, for Ashni. I'm grateful for meeting you guys and for us gelling so well, because it's a different story if you are just in class.
Yeah.
But for us, it has been a soulful experience.
It
has been life-changing. And then, yes, taking clients. In fact, three of us, Ehard, myself and Ashni, are running a practice together.
Yeah.
So Ashni is practicing as it is, and I'm practicing as a relationship coach. And Ehard will speak for himself as well. But yes, so he's also taking clients still as a student, because him and I are still students, but we will soon have our licenses.
So
we're taking.
I want you to, please cut this out. I want you to think of this episode as being watched even after you graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't know what time somebody will watch it. They can watch it in 2026 and still think like you're still if that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
So let me start again.
Sure. Sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you. That's good correction. Okay. So I'm grateful for my cohort, my classmates, and the ones who are not here, Wairimu, Francis, and Ashni. It has been a wonderful experience to get to know one another and to gel as well as we have.
Yeah.
And secondly, yes, I'm taking clients under our group practice called Zia Therapy with Ehad and Ashni. Yes, and what was the other thing?
Even I forgot.
A parting shot.
Yes, parting shot.
I think for the parting shot, I would say this. Therapy is conversation. You just have to find the therapist you want to have a conversation with. Someone who will hold your hand. Someone who will show you love and care in a professional manner.
Yeah.
But we are humans and we are ready to help. And I think one thing that people struggle with is believing that they are worth fixing their problem. Because that's why people don't start. But you have to find something small to believe in, and then you can work from there. You don't have to do it with a therapist. You can do it with someone else. But if you would want to try therapy, it is amazing. We all have our own therapist.
Yeah.
We actually literally do. It's something we must do to keep ourselves as well as we can. So yeah, that's my parting shot. Yeah.
Thank you for that, VC.
I could go next. Gosh, I've forgotten the questions.
It's okay. Parting shot. Are you taking clients? Yeah.
Okay. So what am I? I'm grateful for being here today. I think, the day didn't start too well. You know.
Yeah, but you made it.
Yeah, but I made it. So I'm grateful that I made it here on time, or at least in good time, for us to be able to do this. And it was really cool to just be a part of this new venture that you're doing. And I'm excited to be part of it. Grateful as well that we got to just talk and reminisce about times in school. So that was also fun. Taking on clients, yes, as VC said, we run a group practice together. So we are taking on clients. My parting shot would be to the men. You know, the world is telling you out there that we are privileged. And because we are privileged, we are not supposed to experience pain. But I want to say that pain is just an indicator that you have the capacity to feel. So remember that, and that your pain is welcome. Yeah.
I really like that.
I can go next. For me, I'm grateful for literally everything. Keep telling everyone about my daughter. She's not even one, but I want to tell everyone I'm a mom over the roof. But I'm grateful for my family and my MFT family. You guys, I don't think I almost dropped out. I almost didn't go on with therapy with MFT, but I'm grateful to each one of you. You are very special. And I'm also grateful for the clients that I meet each day because, as you're offering your services, you're also getting help along the way because all the problems are unique. Am I taking on clients? Yes. So I think I've shared with some of you, and so I've started a legal clinic, single parent legal clinic under the farm. But what I want it to be is like one-stop shop for all single parent related issues. So over time, I'll be calling you guys to come and, offer therapy because I can't do it alone.
Yeah.
It will be more of like a clinic where you come, get mediation, legal services, and therapy. It's going to be one of its kind in Kenya. So
Love it.
I'm so happy to work with the best therapists being you guys. And then my parting shot is really to single parents. People usually think like I'm so passionate about, I'm not a single parent, I'm married. But I believe single parents, please, whoever watches this, you're not alone. It's always good to talk. People are always willing to help. You don't have to have this extreme anxiety about things. Please share. If you can't drop your child, your friend can drop, your neighbor can drop. Please share, and therapists are willing to help. It's not about, couples. Even church, sometimes they talk about couples and they forget the single parents. I feel like fighting for their rights. Like there's single people here. Yeah, so generally, not even just single parents. I always tell people, talk. And there's a difference between a psychologist and a therapist. A therapist will not help you get the problem. They'll just work with you. You actually have the answers. You just have to find someone who can help with you to get to the next, step. You've packed your bags. Now you want someone to help you move. And that's a therapist for you. So people go to therapists.
Okay, for me, what I'm grateful for is just being here. If I think I look back on my journey, I've come far. So I'm grateful for coming this far, despite all the obstacles and stresses. So that's my gratitude for today. What is the next one? Taking on clients. Yeah. Yes, I am taking on clients. I see a range of clients. It's not only limited to Muslims. It's just that I think because I'm one of the few Muslim therapists, people tend to, but I do see all types of clients as well. My parting shot is, if we're not ashamed when we have headaches and physical pains, and we're not ashamed to go to the doctor, there's no shame or guilt in physical pain. Why should we be ashamed of mental pain? Because the way physical is important, mental is just as important as well. So I think let's remove the stigma from mental health and mental illnesses, and let's just embrace that.
Right. Thank you, guys. Today, I'm really, really grateful for all of you taking off your time. 2+ hours to drive all this way, and then to go back. I'm very, very grateful. Yeah, I am. Yes, I'm taking on clients, and my parting shot is: the brain cannot change what it can't understand, and therapy helps you understand. Therapy helps your brain understand what it needs to change. So if you're not in therapy, where are you? So that's it, guys. Aki, thank you so much, guys. Yani, thank you for being here. I truly, truly appreciate. I hope we can do this again. Sure. I will invite you guys. I'll invite wakikosa kukuja ni yao, but I'll invite you guys again just so that we can have a better a better conversation, more wholesome. Maybe even the entire cohort can just join at
for
that
sure.
particular time as well. So thank you so much for giving me your ear, for listening. I hope you've learned something, and I hope it's impacted you. Share the word and tell the person who you've shared it to share the word and to share the word. And let's remember to be kind human beings, because you never know what somebody is going through. So thank you for joining Therapy Tales with Nyambura, and see you in episode 7.